Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is coming to Xbox Game Pass day and date. This announcement came by way of Xbox's official channels and the Xbox Wire blog, which reads, "Play Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on day one with Xbox Game Pass. We're excited to confirm that Game Pass members will be able to jump into Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on day one with Game Pass." They're just repeating the same thing, making sure you get the message. You're not going to miss out. This is, I think, what a lot of people have been expecting, considering, the purchase of Activision Blizzard. And we were waiting for something like this to come down, but we also have been hearing rumors about big changes coming to Game Pass. And I think a lot of people automatically assumed that the tier structure was maybe going to get updated so that there'd be a more expensive tier that includes the Call of Duty or Blizzard stuff in it. We haven't got that announcement yet or so far, and it would be really strange for them to announce Xbox Game Pass getting Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's coming to Game Pass and then announcing that price hike, because usually you'd want to do the bad news and then the good news. So that's what people are kind of left with. So if it's going to go the other way, then they're going to set themselves up. I think Xbox is going to set themselves up for a little bit of disappointment and a little bit of backlash from fans if they do decide to increase Game Pass prices, unless they have a lot of good news to throw at already existing subscribers and potential new subscribers. Because if that's what you're going to get, if that's your expectation, that prices are just going to get hiked every year or once a year at this point, then I think that's going to steer a lot of people away from Game Pass. We've seen a lot of, and are presuming a lot of big strategy shifts from Xbox, considering their recent shutdown of Tango Gameworks and those other smaller studios, or in the case of Toys for Bob, have kind of divested themselves from. So it's an interesting time for Xbox, but this is the very tip of the iceberg here for Call of Duty and Game Pass. The Xbox Wire blog reads, "As revealed last week, we have a special Xbox game showcase followed by a Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct on June 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where we'll share even more details on what's coming in this new Call of Duty. Get eyes on the first in-depth look at gameplay in this dark new chapter of the Black Ops series." Now, this game is supposed to come out later this year, so if you're excited, there is this teaser trailer here, which Polygon wrote about. Over here, shout outs to Michael McWhorter, I think one of the oldest in the game at this point in the news, like just day-to-day boots on the ground news reporting game here. Cool dude. I met him once upon a time at the very start of my career, if you can call it that, and was very friendly. Anyways, Michael McWhorter wrote here, "Call of Duty fans will have to settle for uncanny lookalikes and soundalikes of former U.S. Presidents Bill Clinton and George Bush, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, and former President of Iraq Saddam Hussein. Those political figures will play an important role in the setting of Black Ops 6, which takes place during the Gulf War." Now, that, of course, is in reference to the teaser, which we were kind of watching a little bit earlier. And yeah, that's basically what we know about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 at this point. I'm not sure what returning characters we're going to get, given the time frame. Myself, not a huge Call of Duty fan. I did play a couple of different Black Ops games. I think I finished one of them at least. Maybe the first one with Mason and the numbers or whatever that one was. And I could be drawn back in. I mean, if the gameplay looks good, this is going to be a game that's going to be developed by Raven and Treyarch, which, if you feel a certain way about the Infinity Ward versions of Call of Duty, then this is going to be the other side of the coin this time around. And it will be the first Call of Duty released under the Microsoft umbrella. So there's a lot of stakes with this game. It's interesting to see. I'm kind of excited just to see how things play out in general in terms of Call of Duty as a franchise under Microsoft and how that's going to affect the rest of their strategy. And we're going to know a lot more about that once we get into Summer Games Fest, once we get into the Xbox showcase and this Call of Duty showcase. So, a lot of people just kind of waiting to see what the info is, what the game is, and if Microsoft's kind of it's basically the ball's in their court. It's their ball to lose, their ball to drop at this point. So, hopefully they deliver. But again, also that purchase of Activision Blizzard happened last year, or finalized more in a real way this year. So that game has probably been in development since before the acquisition started. So it's not like the first wholly Microsoft or Xbox developed Call of Duty, but that doesn't matter because your average person isn't going to think of that and think of it in that context. So if the game is bad, it's automatically going to look bad on Xbox or Microsoft, despite whatever the situation was with the purchase and how much input they had on the quality of the game going forward. So really, really interesting time for Xbox. Really can't wait to learn more. In any case, that's it for this video. I'll catch you on the next one.